I've spent a lifetime in the operating room. I have held in my hands the very bones and muscles that are meant to carry us through life. I have seen, from a perspective that few people ever will, the devastating, physical reality of what happens when the powerful, foundational structures of our legs begin to fail. I have performed countless hip replacements, knee replacements, and surgeries to repair fractures from falls. And while I am proud of the work we do to help people regain their mobility, there is a profound and often unspoken tragedy that haunts me. It is the realization that so many of these surgeries, so much of this pain and suffering, could have been prevented. The problem we are going to confront today, from my perspective as a surgeon, is not the acute event of a broken hip, but the silent, creeping epidemic that made that hip so vulnerable in the first place. We are talking about sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass, a condition that is the single greatest predictor of disability, loss of independence, and even mortality in older adults. For years, the medical community, myself included, has treated this as an almost inevitable consequence of aging. We have focused our efforts on the endgame, on fixing the broken bones and replacing the worn-out joints. But this is like focusing all our efforts on rebuilding a house after it has already burned to the ground, while completely ignoring the faulty wiring that started the fire. The problem is that we have been looking for the solution in the wrong place. We have been searching for a complex surgical or pharmaceutical fix for a problem that has a stunningly simple and profoundly powerful nutritional solution. What if I told you that the most potent tool I have ever encountered for preserving the strength and integrity of the musculoskeletal system is not a scalpel, a prosthetic joint, or a prescription pad? What if I told you that it is a humble, everyday food that, when consumed consistently, can provide your aging muscles with the precise and powerful combination of raw materials they need to not just survive, but to actively regenerate, even into your 80s and 90s? Today, I am stepping out of the operating room and into your kitchen to share with you what I now believe to be the most important preventative medicine you can ever practice. We are going to put the fattish, expensive, and often ineffective protein powders under the microscope and reveal why, for a mature body, they can be a flawed and incomplete strategy. We will then unveil a simple, affordable, and scientifically perfect food. I will not just tell you what it is. I will take you on a deep, surgeon's eye tour of its remarkable properties. We will explore its unique profile of amino acids, its synergistic blend of minerals like potassium and calcium, and its profound effects on your muscles, your nerves, and your circulation. I will reveal, from a deep physiological and anatomical perspective, why the daily consumption of this one food is the most powerful investment you can ever make in a future defined not by frailty and dependence, but by the unwavering strength to stand tall and walk with confidence for all the years of your life. Before we can appreciate the elegance of the solution, we must first have a surgeon's respect for the complexity of the problem. When I am in surgery, I am not just looking at a bone or a muscle. I am looking at an intricate, interconnected system. Your strength, your stability, and your ability to walk depend on the perfect, harmonious function of three distinct, yet deeply interwoven biological systems: your muscular system, your nervous system, and your circulatory system. Sarcopenia is not just a disease of the muscles, it is a progressive failure of all three of these systems. Let's start with the muscular system. As we age, the balance between muscle protein breakdown, catabolism, and muscle protein synthesis, anabolism, tips dangerously in favor of breakdown. The phenomenon of anabolic resistance means our muscle cells become less sensitive to the signals that tell them to grow. A meal that would have easily stimulated muscle growth at age 40 is completely ignored by the muscle cells of an 80-year-old. This is why a simple, eat a balanced diet approach is so tragically inadequate for seniors. We don't just need food, we need a powerful, targeted, anabolic signal. Next, there is the nervous system. You cannot move a muscle without a clear, strong signal from your brain. This signal travels down your spinal cord and out through a network of peripheral nerves to the target muscle. As we age, this communication system can begin to degrade. The protective myelin sheath that insulates our nerves can thin out, causing the signal to become slower and weaker. The connection point between the nerve and the muscle, the neuromuscular junction, can become less efficient. The result is a leg that feels weak not because the muscle itself is gone, but because the command and control system is failing. It's like having a powerful engine that isn't receiving a clear signal from the gas pedal. Finally, there is the circulatory system. Your muscles are incredibly metabolically active tissues. They require a massive, constant supply of oxygen, nutrients, and hormones, all of which are delivered by your blood. They also produce metabolic waste products that need to be efficiently carried away. As we age, our blood vessels can become stiffer and narrower due to atherosclerosis. Our circulation, particularly to the extremities like our legs and feet, can become sluggish. A muscle that is being slowly starved of its blood supply is a muscle that cannot function properly, let alone repair and rebuild itself. It becomes weak, it aches, and it is prone to cramping. Any effective solution to sarcopenia cannot just address the muscle in isolation. It must be a tri-system solution. It must provide the powerful anabolic signal to overcome anabolic resistance in the muscles. It must provide the essential nutrients to maintain and repair the nervous system. And it must support a healthy, robust circulatory system to ensure that all these vital nutrients can actually be delivered to where they are needed most. This is a very tall order. And it is a task for which the vast majority of our modern health foods and supplements are woefully ill-equipped. Now let's consider the solution that is most commonly proposed, the protein powder. From a purely muscular perspective, it seems to make sense. These powders deliver a concentrated dose of protein and are often high in the key muscle-building amino acid leucine. And for a young bodybuilder with a cast-iron digestive system, they can be an effective tool. However, from my perspective as a surgeon who deals with the complex physiology of older adults, relying on protein powders is a deeply flawed and incomplete strategy. First, as we've discussed, there is the issue of digestion. Many seniors experience a decline in stomach acid and digestive enzyme production. The sudden, massive, and often artificially sweetened load of a protein shake can overwhelm a mature digestive system, leading to bloating, gas, and discomfort. A body in a state of digestive distress is a body in a state of stress, which is not an optimal state for muscle building. Second, these powders are a one-trick pony. They provide the protein, but they are a nutritional desert when it comes to the vast array of micronutrients and synergistic compounds needed to support the nervous and circulatory systems. They are a fractionated, industrial food product, stripped of the fiber, the minerals, the vitamins, and the phytonutrients that are so essential for a holistic, tri-system recovery. Third, and this is a point I cannot overemphasize, they lack the food matrix. The nutrients in a whole food are not just a random collection of chemicals. They are bound together in a complex, intelligent structure. This food matrix dictates how the nutrients are digested, absorbed, and utilized by the body. The slow, controlled release of nutrients from a whole food is almost always superior for a mature body than the rapid, artificial spike from a processed powder. So if protein powder is not the answer, what is? What is this one simple, everyday food that can so elegantly and so powerfully provide a complete, tri-system solution to the problem of sarcopenia? The food that I, as a surgeon, now believe is the cornerstone of lifelong strength and mobility is plain, unsweetened, Greek yogurt. And I know this may sound anticlimactic. You were perhaps expecting some exotic superfood. But I am not here to sell you a fantasy. I am here, as a medical professional, to share with you a profound and scientifically validated truth. The humble tub of plain Greek yogurt that sits in your dairy aisle is, when you understand its deep physiology, one of the most sophisticated and powerful therapeutic foods you can ever eat. Let's put on our surgical loupes and dissect this incredible food, system by system, to understand why. Let's begin with the muscular system. This is where Greek yogurt first establishes its dominance. As we've discussed, to overcome anabolic resistance, an older adult needs a concentrated dose of high-quality, leucine-rich protein. Regular yogurt is a good food, but Greek yogurt is a different beast entirely. The straining process that removes the liquid whey concentrates the protein to a remarkable degree. A single, 1-cup serving of plain Greek yogurt can contain a massive 20 to 24 grams of protein. This is the equivalent of a large chicken breast or a can of tuna, delivered in a cool, creamy, and incredibly easy-to-digest form. But it's not just the quantity of the protein, it's the quality. The protein in Greek yogurt is primarily casein protein, with a smaller amount of whey. This combination is a stroke of metabolic genius for an older adult. The whey protein is absorbed relatively quickly, providing an initial, rapid supply of amino acids and leucine to shut down the overnight muscle breakdown. The casein protein, however, is a much slower digesting protein. It forms a gel in the stomach, and it releases its amino acids into the bloodstream slowly and steadily, over a period of several hours. This creates the perfect anabolic environment for aging muscles. You get the initial spike to turn on the muscle-building machinery, followed by a sustained, drip feed of building blocks that keeps that machinery running for hours. This is profoundly superior to the rapid, flash-in-the-pan spike you get from a whey protein shake alone. This brings us to our second system, the nervous system. A strong muscle is useless if the signal to contract it is weak or distorted. This is where the unique mineral profile of Greek yogurt becomes so critically important. Let's talk about calcium. We have been taught to think of calcium only in the context of our bones. This is a dangerously incomplete view. Calcium is the primary electrolyte that is responsible for nerve transmission and muscle contraction. The release of calcium ions within a muscle cell is the literal, physical trigger that causes the muscle fibers to contract. A diet that is deficient in highly bioavailable calcium can lead to weak muscle contractions, and can even contribute to cramping. Greek yogurt is one of the richest and most easily absorbed sources of calcium in the entire food supply. But the nervous system story doesn't end there. Greek yogurt is also a good source of vitamin B12. As we know, B12 is essential for maintaining the health of the myelin sheath that insulates our nerve fibers. A robust B12 status is crucial for ensuring that the signals from your brain travel down to your legs with speed and with clarity. By providing both the calcium for the muscle contraction itself and the B12 for the health of the nerve that delivers the signal, Greek yogurt is providing a complete, command and control support package for your neuromuscular system. Now we arrive at our third system, the one that ties everything together, the circulatory system. You can have all the protein and all the minerals in the world, but if you can't deliver them to the muscle cells, they are useless. This is where Greek yogurt reveals another of its secret powers. We are talking about potassium. A single cup of Greek yogurt can contain over 300 milligrams of this vital mineral. Potassium is the beautiful, natural antagonist to sodium. It is the mineral that tells your kidneys to excrete excess sodium and fluid, and it is the mineral that directly tells the smooth muscles in your artery walls to relax. A diet rich in potassium is the single most powerful dietary strategy for maintaining a healthy, flexible, and open circulatory system. By helping to keep your blood pressure in a healthy range and promoting vasodilation, the potassium in Greek yogurt ensures that there is a wide open superhighway for the blood to carry the protein, the calcium, and the B12 directly to your hungry leg muscles. But there is one more profound circulatory benefit that is unique to fermented dairy products like yogurt. We are talking about vitamin K2. While regular dairy contains some K2, the fermentation process used to make yogurt increases its content. Vitamin K2 is one of the most important and most overlooked nutrients for cardiovascular health. While vitamin K1, found in leafy greens, is primarily involved in blood clotting, vitamin K2 has a completely different job. Its primary function is to act as a traffic cop for calcium in the body. It activates proteins that tell calcium where to go. It directs the calcium to go into your bones, where it is needed for strength, and it actively removes calcium from your arteries, where its accumulation leads to the dangerous calcification and hardening of the arteries known as atherosclerosis. A diet rich in vitamin K2 is a diet that promotes strong bones and clean, flexible arteries. Greek yogurt is a fantastic, natural source of this artery-clearing nutrient. Let us step back and behold the magnificent, multi-system masterpiece we have assembled. We have a single food that delivers a massive, sustained-release dose of the highest quality protein to overcome anabolic resistance in your muscles. It provides the essential calcium for muscle contraction and the B12 for nerve health, supporting your entire neuromuscular system. It provides the potassium to relax your blood vessels and the vitamin K2 to keep them clean and flexible, optimizing your circulatory system. And we haven't even mentioned the profound, anti-inflammatory benefits of the live, probiotic cultures that are healing your gut, the very foundation of your health. Do you see now why I, as a surgeon, am so awestruck by this simple food? It is a perfectly designed, holistic, tri-system solution to the problem of sarcopenia. There is no pill, no powder, and no procedure that can replicate this elegant, synergistic, and profound biological wisdom. So now that the why is crystal clear, let's talk about the how. How do you integrate this therapeutic food into your life for maximum, life-changing benefit? The protocol is simple, but the details are critical. First, the selection. You must become a ruthless and discerning yogurt shopper. You will walk past the brightly colored tubes and the cups filled with fruit on the bottom. These are not yogurt. They are sugar-laden desserts in disguise. The sugar will spike your insulin, promote inflammation, and completely counteract the benefits we are trying to achieve. Your target is plain unsweetened Greek yogurt. You will look for a brand that contains live and active cultures. In terms of fat content, a low-fat, 2%, or even a full-fat version is often superior to the non-fat versions. The healthy dairy fat helps with the absorption of the fat-soluble vitamins like D and K2. It provides a greater sense of satiety, and it simply tastes better. Second, the timing. The most powerful and strategic time to consume your Greek yogurt is in the morning. This is your anabolic breakfast. After the long, overnight catabolic fast, your muscles are in their most vulnerable state. A large protein-rich breakfast is the single most important meal for shutting down muscle breakdown and initiating a powerful, muscle-building signal that will last for hours. A generous serving of 1 to 1.5 cups of Greek yogurt will deliver that crucial 20+ grams of protein. Third, the enhancement. While the plain Greek yogurt is the powerful base, we can make it even more potent by adding a few synergistic toppings. You will not be adding sugar or honey. Instead, you will top your yogurt with a cup of mixed berries. The berries provide a massive dose of anti-inflammatory antioxidants and fiber. You will add a tablespoon of ground flaxseed or walnuts, providing a dose of anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids. And you can sprinkle on a half teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon, which has a powerful, blood sugar regulating effect. This is the Strong Legs Power Bowl. And it is, from a physiological perspective, the most perfect breakfast an older adult can eat. Fourth, the consistency. This is not a once-in-a-while treat. This is a daily, non-negotiable ritual of self-preservation. Just as you would take a prescribed medication every day, you must treat your morning bowl of Greek yogurt with the same level of seriousness. It is the consistency of the signal, day after day, week after week, that retunes your metabolism and tells your body that you are no longer in a state of managed decline, but in a state of active, intentional rebuilding. This must, of course, be paired with the gentle stimulus of daily movement. The food provides the materials and the signal, but the movement provides the reason. A daily walk combined with a simple home-based resistance exercise routine 2 to 3 times per week is the perfect partner to your nutritional strategy. The synergy between the two is not additive, it is exponential. I have spent my career putting bodies back together after they have broken, and what I have learned, with a certainty that has been forged in the crucible of thousands of hours of surgery, is that the strength of our structure, the resilience of our frame, is not a matter of luck or genetics. It is a direct reflection of the daily choices we make and the nourishment we provide. The human body, even at 90, is not a static, decaying machine. It is a dynamic, living river, constantly breaking down and constantly rebuilding. You have the profound power to influence the direction of that river. You can allow it to be a sluggish, catabolic stream, or you can turn it into a powerful, anabolic current. The choice is yours to make, and it begins tomorrow morning. It begins with a simple, conscious decision to turn away from the empty, muscle-wasting foods that have become the norm, and to embrace the profound, life-giving power of this one perfect food. It is the most powerful prescription I could ever write. It is a prescription for strength, for stability, for confidence, and for a life that is not limited by age, but is empowered by a wisdom that is as ancient and as enduring as the food itself.